I'm going to talk about the trellises that I make using electrical conduit. I've been using these trellises ever since I first started gardening, and I believe I first heard of the idea from Mel Bartholomew's book, Square Foot Gardening. It's a very simple design, they're very durable, they last forever, and they hold quite a bit of weight. I grow everything from pole beans to tomatoes to pumpkins on these. But before I talk more about the trellises, I wanted to give you an update on my gardening expenses for 2013. As of my last update, my expenses for this year were $24.67. Since then, I have purchased a ball of twine. The twine cost $3.98, bringing my total for the year to $28.65. Now back to the trellises. To build these trellises, you'll need half-inch concrete rebar, half-inch electrical conduit corner connectors, a hacksaw, a tape measure, a hammer, and a screwdriver. And for the netting, you can either buy some nylon netting, but today I'll be using a ball of twine. The first thing you'll need to do is cut your rebar. It comes in lengths of 10 feet. You'll want it to be either half that or a third of that. So use your hacksaw to cut it in half or in thirds. Half if you're supporting something heavy like pumpkins, thirds if you're supporting something lighter like pole beans. Next, you'll want to take two segments of the rebar and drive them into the ground about halfway. One for the left side of the trellis, one for the right side of the trellis. In my case, the trellis is 5 feet wide, so the two segments of rebar will be 5 feet apart. Since I've already made my trellises, I won't be able to show you all of the steps, but you'll want to cut your conduit to the desired lengths using your hacksaw, and then connect the horizontal top piece to the two vertical side pieces using the corner connectors and your screwdriver. Then, simply slide the trellis over the rebar as shown here. This particular trellis already has nylon netting on it. Nylon netting works great. It's inexpensive. It lasts about 3 years. Usually on the 4th year it starts breaking down. But the thing I don't like about it is when it does start breaking down, it tends to get in your garden beds, and I don't really want it there. So I want to use something natural, something biodegradable, and that's why I'm using twine on the rest of my trellises. Okay, here's the trellis where I used twine to make my own netting. First off, I tie off a number of horizontal sections, and then I'll do some vertical sections. And when I do the vertical sections, I make a loop around each horizontal section all the way down to the bottom where I tie it off on the lowest horizontal section. Well, that's it. That's how I go about making my trellises. This is just one way to do it. There are, of course, many other ways to trellis your veggies. And as we close out today, here are some photos of my trellises in action in last year's garden.